Hey guys, this is the Anime Fiend bringing to you today One Piece greatness and whoa. Today's topic is inspired by my Discord mates, that is, of course, X Cult and Hoshuku Lu. And yeah, I mean, Lu, I think you guys, have heard about him a lot by me, of course. He streams on Twitch, gaming streams and stuff, so you should check him out. But of course, today's topic is what makes an emperor of the sea. And whoa, I mean, I think this topic has been discussed on about like for so long, right? Like, oh, what makes an emperor? What is an emperor? People Marshall D. Teach, how did he become an emperor? And Luffy, why people don't think he is an emperor? So I think this is an interesting topic, and yeah, I don't think I ever got into the specific what makes an emperor. So I think today I feel like it. And last night the discussion was pretty heated, pretty awesome discussions. And oh, by the way, with when I say discussions, yeah, I mean okay, so of course you've heard of Lu, and of course, if you're watching this video, you've heard of the anime fiend. That is, of course, me. And there is one another, right? So we three, we're planning on a project, right? It's coming soon. Of course, this is just a teaser of the project because I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but yeah, it's coming soon. And you guys might like it. You guys might wanna check things out. But anyways, of course, right to the topic. So what makes a Yonko? Now, before that, I think we should explain about what is a Yonko, right? Yonko is basically a super strong pirate that everybody recognizes throughout the seas, right? So there are these famous four pirates. They are considered to be the emperors of the sea, and together four of them are called the Yonko of the Sea. And the Yonko of the Sea are one of the three great powers of the world, right? And the others being the Marines and the Shichibukai, or now replaced by the SSG, right? And you see, the first time we were introduced, it's like, okay, it's like these three great powers are balancing the sea, and they're not tipping the scales, they're perfectly balanced and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty perfect, right? But then when you look at it, you know like with a magnifying glass, of course you know that the two great powers, that are the Marines and the Warlords, and now being the SSG, they're actually together, right? Those two are together, and those two are allied. Or I mean, now in the case of SSG, it's not even allied, it's basically under the Marines. So now you see that, right? And when you look at the Marines even further down, by magnifying even more, using a microscope, you see the four emperors of the sea. Again, they are not close to each other, they're not allied together, right? They're enemies as well. So you see, these four emperors are in a deadlock as well. They put each other in check as well, right? Because let's just say one emperor, you know, decides to fight another emperor, and now you see, even if he won, the third or the fourth emperor, they could see like, well, now that he's weak, we could jump on him and take him out as well. So basically two birds with one stone. So you see, the thing is, they've been in a deadlock for years. They haven't been fighting each other like recklessly, right? They still have to be like careful so that the third one couldn't take the advantage. Now that we've established their their position and what they are and what is their situation, I think we should get into what makes a Yonko, right? How did they become a Yonko? And like, of course, we don't have any origin story, right? We don't have like, oh, how these people became a Yonko, so they did this. No, we don't have that, except for, of course, Marshall D. Teach. But again, we can't use the example of Marshall D. Teach for everybody, because Teach, you see, his situation, his deeds are exceptional, right? They're not common. They're not like, oh, this shit happens all the time. No, his he is an exception to the case. So you see, we can't use his analysis on everybody, right? So let's just look at the Yonko. What do they have? Well, you see, they have a lot of allies. So you see, allies, how do they gather allies, right? You go, like, just like we saw with Luffy, right? You go to different places, you show how strong you are, you maybe help some people, you may like defeat some people, and maybe they're like, oh, you're so strong, you defeated us, so shall we join your crew, or should we, like, follow you? Some people may join you because of your charm, just like, Buggy. Look at Buggy. He has nothing other than charm and luck, right? So I think all these things contribute in you getting different allies, right? Now that we establish we need, many allies and stuff, the other thing is territory. And of course, we know that the, the Yonko have territories all over the world. They have like these massive territories. And the best example is, of course, Big Mom and her Land, right? Like, her Land is so goddamn big. Like, it's a huge, like a huge land of like various islands and stuff. Like, she has a lot of territory, and despite having total land, she still goes out to conquer various other lands, right? So you see, even with other emperors, we see like Kaido having Wano. Whitebeard used to have the Fishman Island, but now that Big Mom has it, and some could say Luffy officially got it, but we're not sure on that, right? But you see, that's the thing, right? We need various land, and a lot of land, right? And how do you get land? You maybe defeat some people, you maybe like, you maybe save some lands from some people and they ally with you, or you may like conquer, you may go on a conquest and defeat the royals there or something like that, or maybe you defeat the previous pirate who owned that island. And you basically need power to conquer and actually maintain these lands, right? You can't just you captured it and you left. That's not the case, right? Because if you leave it and somebody else comes in and captures it, like, yeah, well, that's not your land anymore. So you still need manpower and all of these things to keep it maintained, right? And you see, for that, of course, you basically need a strong ally. Like, you need stronger allies, you need stronger crewmates. It's not just about, until now we thought like we need allies, but now we need stronger allies, right, to maintain all these things, and stronger crewmates to maintain all these things. So now, because the world of One Piece, we know it's been like, it has various amounts of pirates, right? Like, there are countless pirates in One Piece world. There are as many pirates as there are stars in the sky, right? So you see, if there are those many pirates and you gotta keep your country safe from those pirates, you need powerful allies, you need powerful crewmates. So, well, now we established the second thing, right? You need a lot of land, and you need a lot of strong allied pirates or crewmates to protect these lands. Now, the third thing that an emperor needs, and this third thing is, it's constantly overlooked by the people who debate against the emperors, right? And that is the fear of death imposed by these emperors themselves, right? And what I mean by that is, of course, the strength of the emperor that puts the fear of God in any individual pirate that would dare to fight them. You see, as we've established previously, right, that the emperors don't usually go out of their way to fight another emperor, right? They choose not to do that because that would tip the scales, and yeah, that would break the balance, and that would that would make the third guy to basically take advantage on these two weakened people, right? So it's like they don't want to risk that balance. But you see, the various pirates that I mentioned, of course, not only four pirates could be strong, right? Of course, amongst the various pirates, there are different strong pirates who aren't allied or aren't the subordinates of these emperors as well, right? Like, just like, of course, Captain Eustace Kidd, Monkey D. Luffy, of course, we know many pirates that aren't under these Yonko, and they are strong. So you see, these pirates, of course, they don't care about this balance. They just want to make a name for themselves, and they want to beat these strong as pirates to to become great themselves, right? So they constantly keep challenging these pirates. And you see, of course, now you could say, like, yeah, stronger allies are important enough. If you have stronger allies, these strong allies would take care of all these fodder themselves. So the king doesn't need to fight. But you see, the thing is, why would these strong as pirates follow you if you're a fucking fraud? Because you see, yes, Buggy, I mean, God Buggy, I know, please, God Buggy, don't cast your lightning bolts upon me, but, Buggy is a fraud, right? But you see, the thing is, yes, Buggy is a fraud, and yes, he became a Shichibukai. You see how strong are his allies, right? Yes, they're super strong from these super strong prisons, but that they were nothing compared to like Crocodile, Jinbei, or even Ivankov or Inazuma. Ivankov's the scissor dude, the Inazuma dude. Yeah, those people were the top dogs over there, and these people were fanboying Buggy, saying, "Oh, Buggy is close to, Ivanko, Inazuma, and all these people, right?" So, you see, how strong are they? And you see, stated in the manga, one of the strongest ally that Buggy had was, Iruddin or Hajruddin, whatever his name is, right? And his giant pirates, those were his one of his strongest allies, right? And you see, if you say Hajruddin or Hajr, whatever his name is, right? If you say those giant pirates are his, strongest or one of his strongest allies, then dude, like, the dude was getting smacked by, the fat ton fruit dude, Machiavelli or whatever his name was, right? So you see how strong is that. So you see, an emperor of the sea, being a fraud could get you only so far, right? Once you get allies like Shiryu of the Rain, once you get allies like Ben Beckman, once you get allies like King, Marco, Queen, or whoever, right? Once you get these kind of allies, it's like you better be good. I mean, you better, put up to your name. And you see, another thing that these emperors are like, what did we see from these emperors, right? Whitebeard, he's the strongest man alive. You know, Kaido, he's the strongest creature alive. Blackbeard, he is the man who has, like, as far as we know, he is the only man who has two devil fruits. And again, these two aren't some random fruits, right? As put by the big man Brago himself. Yeah, he doesn't have the jacket fruit and Rosinante's fruit, right? Of course, he has a darkness Logia and white beard's fruit that stated by Sengoku could destroy the world itself. So you see, all these monsters, and Big Mom, that she yeah, Buggy's strongest allies are these giants. Yeah, well, Big Mom destroyed these, heroes of giants when she was like 5, right? So you see all these monsters, and Shanks, yeah, Shanks is the only dude who seems normal, right? But then again, you see that Shanks was a rival to the strongest swordsman alive. So, how much of a fraud are these people? How much of a charm are they using? Like, I don't see Big Mom using charm. Like, if somebody is charmed by, you know, that thing, then I don't know what you, what you're thinking about, and what your, what your ideology is. So you see, again, see, charm can only get you so far. But let me leave you with this thing, right? Let me leave you with one other quote, right? From the great hero of the Marines, Garp himself, right? If Big Mom and Kaido were to ally themselves officially and, start conquering lands, like, basically they start pirating together, then, God help us. God help us, right? God Emu help us. But of course, I'm just gonna leave you with that, right? So I think, the emperors of the sea are a name to be feared, and I think it's like, the some people take it to granted, right? Well, of course, anyways, I think that is the video. I think you got my point. What makes an emperor? What is an emperor? And I think it's, fear itself is an emperor. And, well, I'll just leave you with that, right? But of course, if you think the video is good, then of course, like, share, subscribe. And if you want to, support me even more than that, maybe, you could sign up on my Patreon. But, and of course, this discussion was in my Discord. So if you want to, have nice, good discussions with me, my friends, and anybody, like, you could maybe join on my Discord, right? We have nice discussions and stuff. But of course, that's it for today. As always, until next time, peace.